Hi guys, Mr. Turner here. Just making a quick video for you on how to produce using our QuDrive on our Q16 Allen Heath soundboard here in our studios. So this is something that you would want to do when you are recording voiceovers or narration for any of your videos that you might be making. And you might want to export the audio from the board into Final Cut. It helps you record straight to this little drive right here, this little flash drive, which is called the QuDrive on this particular board. So let's discuss how we go about doing that. When you come to sit down at the board, the chances are the board's going to look kind of like this. And what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to recall a preset, what we call scene, that will help you record to the QuDrive. And what the scene does is it just saves a set of settings that we've used previously to record on the QuDrive. That way you don't have to go back and manually set up the board every time you need to use the QuDrive. We have something preset for you. So to the right of your touchscreen, you're going to see a set of gray buttons. And the third gray button down, where it says Scenes, you can push that button, and that will bring up a list of scenes on the touchscreen. The very first scene that you will see is the QuDrive, scene 1. So we'll go ahead, we'll push that scene, and then to recall the settings to the board, all we do is push this green recall button on the touchscreen. It'll ask us if we're sure that we want to do that. We'll say that we are, and bam, all of the scene settings have been recalled from the last time that we used and saved the QuDrive. So now we just need to get to the QuDrive tab on the board, and to do that we're going to go ahead and go up to our Home tab. As you can see, there's 5 different tabs at the very top. We're going to go ahead and go over to QuDrive. And so there it is, the QuDrive tab. And this is what we will be using to record and play back what we record using the board. So now that we are ready to do that, we want to make sure that one thing is true before we turn on any microphones, and that is that our monitor level, which is this black knob right here at the bottom, is all the way down. Because if those monitors are not muted, then all of a sudden when we turn on our soundboard microphone here on channel 16, we are going to get feedback. Because as you guys know, the microphone is easily within earshot of those speakers here in the sound booth. So it is turned down all the way. We can go ahead and we can unmute the microphone that we're going to use for recording our narration. That is our soundboard mic microphone, which is on channel 16. So we're going to go ahead and push the mute button to unmute. And as you can see, we can see our signal using the VU meter here on our soundboard. So if we want to monitor as we're recording, what we can do is we can use our headphones instead of the monitors here in the room. That way we will avoid having any kind of feedback, and you get a little bit better quality audio that way anyway, as far as being able to troubleshoot anything that might need to be edited later on. So now that we've got all that set up, the next step is we want to gain stage our channel 16, our soundboard mic. So to gain stage that, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and push the powerful button for channel 16. Remember, the powerful button solos that particular channel. It stands for pre and after fader level. So what that's going to allow us to do is it's going to allow us to set the level of that audio input, gain stage it to a 0 level, and then we'll be able to adjust the volume using the fader after we do that. So as you can see, as I'm talking right now, I'm coming in a little bit hard on the audio meter, on the VU meter, a little high there. So we want to go ahead and bring down the volume of my voice. So we will take a little amplification off by turning this gain button in the upper left-hand corner of the board. So I'm going to keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And remember, the goal is for our VU meter to peak somewhere around 0 or +3. So as I'm talking, you can see that maybe I'll just turn it down a little bit more. That's really the range that I'm in right now, so I'm happy with that. When I take that back to Final Cut Pro, that's going to show up, 0 will show up as a -12 in Final Cut Pro. So that's a good number to live produce to, and that will help you with your post-production on the back end as well, save you a little bit of time. All right, so now that we've leveled our microphone that we're going to be using, which in this case is the soundboard mic, we are in good shape to go ahead and record. So the first thing we're going to need to do is push this record button here on the touch screen. What that's going to do, it doesn't actually start the recording, it does something called arming the board for recording. And so what that's doing is telling the board, hey, getting ready to record, just want to make sure that, that you're ready. And so the board now says it's armed, it's ready, and when we're ready to record, all we have to do, push that play button, and it is starting our recording. And we know this because the play button turns green and the time elapsed and the time remaining for a recording, you can see the counter working on that. You also see that a file name has been assigned to what you're recording, and you can see your digital VU meters, both the left and right channel, moving up and down there. So when we're ready to stop our recording, all we have to do is come into this top row of this tab and push the stop button. And once we do that, it automatically will save the track that we just recorded to your flash drive as a WAV file that you can then take back to Final Cut. Now if you want to listen back, do some playback, all you have to do is use this bottom row of controls. You touch the box there on the left and then come down to the recordings menu. And there's the recording that we made. It's that automatically listed as Q Stereo 1 track. So we'll select that by pushing the select button. And as you can see, the name of the track is loaded onto the stereo playback row. And then to play it back, again, using your headphones because your mic is unmuted, all we have to do is push the play button and we're playing back the track that we just recorded. You can make sure that the audio quality is what you want. If you're unsure about how you came across, and if you might need to do another take and re-record, this is certainly a great way to find out before you transport the file back into Final Cut. So once you're done playing back, push the stop button again, and you are in good shape to either go back and re-record the track or to go ahead and pull the flash drive out of the board and take it with you to edit in Final Cut. Once you finish editing in Final Cut, please return the flash drive to the board. Make sure that the copper contacts face the right-hand side and plug it back into the board. The other thing that I ask that you do is on your Mac, before you bring the flash drive back to the board, please go ahead and delete the files that you just recorded off of the flash drive so that we have a clean flash drive for the next user to use.